What's up?
Hey, you
What's
hear
up?
me?
Yeah, we
Cool.
we 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 doing it with a mask on. What in the world?
No, I just came out the building. Like they was requiring a mask, man. That's all.
What's up with you?
Nothing much. I'm feeling good today. I got off to a good start.
Good, 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 good. This is my last interview. I'm wrapping it up.
What? Seriously? No, you ain't. You just talking.
Yeah, no, I am. I am. I got to move on something else. I've been doing this for 2 months.
I'm honored. You move so quick though.
Huh?
You move quick.
I know.
I'm
Um,
honored. The last interview, that means we gotta go out with a bang. Boom.
for sure, for sure. I'm just like, I don't know. I need to really, really focus on something else. And I've been like, I've been coming up with other excuses why I'm not focused on stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I need to really execute on something. So
It makes sense. I think you've been doing a dope job with it though. Like, so you didn't came in and you always talking about being like a game changer and disturbing the industry. So you didn't came in, disturbed it, shook it up into pieces, killed them with the graphics coming into your intros and all of that good stuff. Plus the content is dope. So you didn't did your due diligence here, so I ain't mad.
thank you, thank you. Let's kick it off. My little cousin. I just saw some stuff that you was doing, and you got a distinctive birthmark over your eye, and I was like, I think that's my cousin. Like, so your mom is a couple years. I'm like the oldest cousin, so all my other little cousins is like 10 years younger than me. So how old are you?
24.
You 24. Okay, so you the same age as my daughter. Well, she older. She older, but
Yeah, I know that.
so I'm 49. So I was seeing some stuff. I hit you up. I was like, I think you my cousin. So after that, I was just like moved by like your work ethic and all of the stuff that I saw you doing. Like I saw like your DNA is just like I saw that hustle DNA. I could pick up on it quick. So I gravitated towards you and I just extended my hand like, look, I'm your big cousin. Let's do something. And you invited me to come up to the school. I think you was wrapping it up at the Ohio Broadcasting School, introduced me to Linda, a bunch of other people. That was a dope exchange. We was about to move on Southeast by Southwest. We was about to crush that and COVID hit and canceled all of that. So just let's talk about all of that.
Yeah, like I want to touch on that phone call though. Like that, I know this show interview, but that phone call was everything. And I say that because I distinctively remember you saying, you know what, just find something, stay focused, and do you, and keep pushing your content. You was like, get your curriculum together. Like you dropped so many gems in one phone call. Like I remember just saying, like, well, can I call you? And then it was like you dropped so many gems, and all I did within this last year was follow those directions. Like literally, I
Mm,
remember asking about, I specifically asked you. I said I want to do a youth program. Like, how can I get into these doors? And like, you gave so much game, and I did nothing within this last year besides that and execute whatever skill sets I have. Amongst navigating and networking and all of that. But again, that's something you said in that phone call. Get out there, network. Be where people are. Be with the people in your industry that you want to see. You got to put yourself in those spaces. So that phone call changed my life. That
mm.
phone call and that reconnection, like, definitely changed my life because I'm in a whole different space than I was a year ago. So that right there was everything to me.
Thank you. I
That was
appreciate
everything.
it. I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people, I don't know. Some people kind of act on it. Some people don't. Some people it may resonate later. So that's dope. Talk about some of the stuff you was doing, like lately. Like, so COVID hit. I seen you been doing some stuff with you never stopped. I mean, I talk about this a lot. I talk about it's no straight path to success. You got to zigzag your way to the target. So zigzagging your way to the target is, you got a problem right here. You got to make adjustments, So talk about some of the accomplishments. I just saw you was on the news. So you kind of kicked up and changed. You kind of changed your path on what you was doing because of COVID. Can you talk about that?
Yeah,
You could talk about
honestly, I
whatever you
wouldn't.
want, but
But no, no, no. I definitely, I think that's the hottest thing in my life right now. So with that being said, I'm gonna say that I don't feel that I really changed paths. I feel like my paths started to align themselves. So I've done so many things to where like I felt like I was all over the place at one point in time. However, now I understand that it's just that proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's just that. It was just I was learning different skill sets and different going through different experiences and making different adjustments and having to, remove certain things just to get to where I am now. So like with True Creatives, we specialize in marketing communication. So our whole goal was to help clients communicate with their target audience. However, when COVID hit, it was like, okay, people are not worried about marketing right now. And to be honest, like right before COVID hit, maybe a week before everything started getting crazy, I moved from my home. I moved out into Cleveland Heights. The house was infested with lead, like it had lead poison all in it. So the landlord wasn't supposed to rent it to me. Long story short, I ended up in a hotel room. So me and the kids stayed in the hotel room for about 30 days, exhausted the savings account. However, all of this COVID stuff was going on. Now, I've always done community work. I've always given back to the community. I've always done, like food drives or going out and doing connecting resources. We did a back to school event not too long ago in the central community. Just so many different things. So I'm like, I made a few phone calls. At this time, I'm sitting at the table with people like Walt and Wendy and things of that nature. So it's like, okay, y'all, I got to do something. Like, what can I do? And I'm like, you know what? I want to create this program and I want to give back to the community like during this time. Like, this is not time to run, basically. It was like, COVID is not time to run. Like, I understand I got personal things going on, but I need to put my energy somewhere. And so I'm thinking back, and literally the day before, so March 13th, I had a conversation with Kim Foreman, and I was telling her about this program I wanted to do called Feed the Soul. And originally, we were supposed to do it inside of a garden, bring the community out, provide these resources, all this dope stuff. Well, that didn't happen. The next day, we get on the phone call, and here we go with Feed the Soul. So, Feed the Soul is our home delivery system. So we partner with places like Garden Valley Neighborhood House, Project Save, New Era Cleveland, Free Thinkers 87, and things of that nature. And what we do is we deliver meals, we deliver groceries. So we provide 4 boxes of groceries. You get your fresh produce. So like you get fruits and vegetables, you get packages of meat. Like if you went to the grocery store, you get your potatoes, your bread, your milk, you get your snacks for the kids. I just had some little Debbie cakes from one of our leftover boxes. But my point is, you get quality food, and we deliver that every week. We're delivering. However, we got alternative lists. So when we started off, we were only delivering till about 8 people. That was one of our partners. They were only delivering till about 8 people that were shut in during COVID. Well, since we've started, and again, I just told you that was March, and we didn't start delivering until the end of March. We service about 500 people per month, and we even have a waiting list of over 200 people. So even though we started in the central community, and this is where we were grounded at, now we're all throughout Cuyahoga County. So there's not a zip code that we're not servicing inside of Cuyahoga County. And my favorite part of all of this is connecting with the people, figuring out what they need beyond food, because our goal, we understand that, 8 boxes of food per month just may not be enough. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we have connected with several partners and just made it our due diligence to say, okay, what else do you need? You need therapy? Let's bring that in. You need this? Let's bring that in. So that's pretty much what's going on right now, and that's been my life.
So,
Since COVID.
So what have you been seeing outside of the food that people have been needing or requesting?
What's crazy is a lot. It's a lot. So we have residents who have like really bad infestations going on, and landlords who are being slumlords. Like, I mean, slumlords out the gate to the point where like they're like, okay, don't give us your rent no more, but don't put it in escrow either. Just go find somewhere because we don't want to fix anything. We have
Infested
residents
with what?
who
Infested with what? Infested with what?
Like mice, roaches. They have everything that's in there. Some of them have rats. Some of them have bed bugs. They're infested with rodents.
some things that are not living conditions. And these are now, keep in mind, I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning, we service disabled seniors, we service disabled youth, we service, we service children, we service families that are shut in, which means that you don't have anywhere else to go besides home. So when your child has asthma or all of these other conditions going on, and then a landlord is not coming in to fix these problems, come on now, like, we have to do better as people. It has to be about more than just money.
I don't
It has to
understand.
be.
Like a lot of most of my homies they homeowners. Like they got multiple cribs and they care about their cribs. So they not like, they like two families. I mean, I think I got like 4-suite or something, but out of the guys that I know, they care about their cribs, man. So I don't
And
get
that's what
like
we
this,
need.
this whole stuff, man. It's like crazy.
And they got other stuff, like, it's so many things. Like, you even have families who are out here just like, I don't even know, like, I don't know how to read, it's something that's simple. Like, people are being real transparent as to what their needs are, and our goal is just to bridge that gap. If you don't know how to read, we got resources that can connect you here. If you just need a skill set, we have resources that we can connect you with somebody that'll teach you the skills that you need, so our thing is just providing those additional resources. But food brings you to the table. Food gets you to the table. And can't nobody think about doing nothing if you can't eat. That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs right there.
Yeah, that's dope. What I like about you is something that you had just kind of said about people being transparent. And I think, like, if I wanted to say something that I love about you, and please don't change, it's like that you're very transparent, very, very authentic with yourself. Like, saying that you had an issue and, kind of documenting that, being vulnerable and documenting your process. Like, please stay on that path, because I think that's very rare that I see. Like, a lot of people kind of, and not purposely, I think a lot of people just look at so much content, they kind of start resembling somebody else. So I think that really resonates with your community and the people that's following you and your tribe. So
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that feedback, because sometimes, like, to be honest, even being transparent, sometimes I'd be like, that might be too much. Like, don't tell them that. Like, that might be too much. But I greatly appreciate that, because I think that is my whole goal in just being transparent, is always that, okay, I'm learning as I'm going. So if I can prevent somebody else from making this mistake, or, bumping their head, or just whatever you could pick up from it, like, most of the time I'm talking to myself, or I'm giving that information to myself, but I know it's going to benefit somebody else.
Yeah. Let me ask you, like, where'd this come from? Like, you super mature for your age. I hate to say that. Like, you should be like, women are mature already. So that goes without saying. Like, my 4-year-old act like she's 24. So,
right.
Like, being a young, did being a young mother have anything to help you really drive? Because, was that part of it? Like, I got young queens underneath me. I got a queen underneath me, and I need to show her. Like, tell me, paint me a picture of that.
So, yes and no. I gotta be transparent. I know moms, parents are always, I do it for my kids. I do it for this. I do it for myself first. I gotta be honest. Like, I do it for my children. They gonna definitely reap the benefits off of everything that I'm doing, and it's most certainly for them. The whole end goal is to leave that legacy and leave it for my children, and leave them something that I have never ever had. Like, we don't have ownership, in my family. We don't. In my family, that's not what we're used to. You get what I'm saying? Right. I'm not connected with that. Now, we've had people like yourself, and like Suge, and people like this, and our parents and things, who have ownership and who have things passed down to them and things like that. True. My parents didn't pass me down anything. I have to. So I say all of that to say, it started from the very beginning. It started from, like, my childhood wasn't a traditional childhood. My upbringing wasn't a traditional upbringing. I seen everything from the selling drugs and everything else. And I vowed to myself that I have to create different options, not just for me, but for my family. And then
hold on. Let me cut you off. When was the point? I'm sorry. When was the give me that that point where it's like that aha moment where, you know what I'm saying, like the shift on like, okay, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me that.
September 16th of 2016. I was living on the west side, and I was not yet doing any type of marketing or media. Well, I was, but I didn't know that that's what I was doing. My first business was Sincere Private Home Care. And at that time I was an STNA, and I said, I don't want to punch the clock for anybody else. I said, these things that I want to accomplish and all of this ownership I keep thinking about, I'm not going to accomplish that by going to go punch somebody's clock. You know, I might get a skill set here, but I can't really do much. I can't pass my 9 to 5 on to my children or to my family. So at that moment, I said, you know what? I got to figure this out. So I was working there. I was working at the daycare. I quit both of those jobs, and I figured out, I got on Google. I got how do you create a business? How do you do a home care? And all of these things. And I always kept, no matter what nursing home I worked at a lot of them, I kept the booklets, like, you know, the manuals, the rules, like all of these things. And I just studied them. I studied like what I know now to be process and systems. I studied like the operations of the nursing home, like everything. So I really felt like, okay, no, I got it. So from there is where I hit the ground running. And I've always, since that day, I've struggled with the 9 to 5. Anytime, because I butt my heads a lot going through that process. Going from, you know, I thought that it was as simple as creating flyers and giving it to people and going, you know, to networking events and giving out a business card. I thought that was business. You know, I thought that was being an entrepreneur. And at that time, I did not know that it was so much more to it than that. So after going through all of that and getting to that point, it was like, all right, what are you going to do with this? Like, what are you going to do with this? And when I say I struggled with the 9 to 5, I mean, every time I went to a nursing home, I worked there for about 30 days and then I was quitting. It's like my body, my spirit, like everything in me was like, this is not for you. Royal Oak was the very last nursing home that I worked at. I quit that place. I have about 10 resignation letters from there. I quit there. Like every time they gave me, and she always hired me back in because I always put that 2-week notice in. But every time I put that 2-week notice in, it said, I thank you for your time. I'm going to go start my own business. I'm out of here. However, that last time that I did that resignation was November of last year, and I have not been back since.
Dope. I like what you said. You were saying that you were studying the manuals and studying the different frameworks, and I think like that whole what you said is like the pattern of what you're gonna be doing with everything, and I think that's like key for people to really tune in to what you were saying about studying different frameworks, because you're gonna move from framework to framework to framework and studying that. Which is dope. I love it. And I think it's good to be uncomfortable too. Like I had a buddy of mine, he purposely bought an efficiency apartment because he wanted a house. He could have got a 3-bedroom, but he was telling me that he wanted to be uncomfortable, so that would drive him to getting a house, which he did. So I think like being uncomfortable in these working environments and not accepting that. And I think that's a beautiful story. Like, thank you.
Yeah, there's 2 things I want to touch on. You just said though, like that studying the manual, like to anybody that's watching, I really want y'all to understand, like that is gold. Like you said, studying that framework is gold. That is key. That is what gets you through those doors. That is what separates you. You know, that is what helps you get it. And I think tying experiences to that framework, you know, actually getting out there and doing it, where people just say like, just do it. Like literally study that framework and go do what you studied, so you can get experience, so you can bump your head, so you can, you know, you can learn and apply it from there. Like, and that's one of the big things. I know I said 2 things. I forgot the second one. I just talking so much.
Good. I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Oh no, I forgot. Tell me something else.
You're like, tell me something else. I'm trying to.
No. Okay, I got it. I seen you doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Like you're selling teas, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like all over the place, and I love it. And when I say all over the place, I'm not saying that to be negative. Like I think like we testing and try. Like when I said like I'm gonna stop doing these interviews because I want to shift towards something else. So I think it's good when you're creative, is just being all over the place and testing because you don't know what's going to work. So
Yeah.
talk
So
about
it's something I
a
want
lot of hold on. Talk about a lot of the stuff that you got going on. Like you doing teas. I seen you was starting other stuff. You doing stuff with the meals and all of that. Can you touch on all of the stuff that you're doing?
Okay. So yeah. So a lot of that. So like, okay, the t-shirts. So with True Creatives, it's like this big umbrella. So yes, we do t-shirt printing, we do business cards, we do website development, we do all of these different things. So what you are seeing like that all over the place, that goes back to like developing skill sets. That goes back to things that I just know how to do. You know, it's like I know how to do basic graphic designing. I know how to do t-shirt printing. And at one point when I first learned these things, so with t-shirt printing, when I first started that, I was working on that Edge 247. That's my cousin's spot on 55th, and she does graphic designing in there. She does t-shirt printing. She did all of these things. I've worked up under her since 14. So I developed all of these skill sets because this is somebody that just threw me in a game and was like, okay, this how you do it, or here, sit at this computer, figure this out. And then, media school came after that. So I say that to say, that's where you see the sales and marketing. That's where you see the brand development. That's where you see the t-shirt printing. That's where you see all of these things. Physically, honestly, my whole goal right now and my main priority is feed the soul. So I'm now luckily at a point where I have a team where I have someone on my team who does just the t-shirt printing. I have someone on my team who could do just the website. I have a photographer. We have the PR. We are just literally that one-stop shop for entrepreneurs who want to grow themselves, but serious entrepreneurs. Like, I'm not that person where I can sit down and do everything for you. I'm going to give you that blueprint, and I'm going to teach you. This is what separates me from any other person that does anything that I do. I'm going to teach you how to prepare for that experience and how to throw yourself into that experience so that you can create your own path from that. Not reinvent the wheel, but create your own journey, because for every person, that venture is going to be different. So that kind of touches on all of the things right there. Like, I'm mom. I do feed the soul with home delivery. I do t-shirt printing. We do website development. We do one-on-one consultations. I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements lately. So where they've been hiring me for like to go onto Zoom calls and teach different marketing strategies to their staff and everything, or to like if they have independent business owners and things of that nature. So I have been doing a lot of those private Zoom calls, but it's kind of this one-stop shop.
Beautiful. I love it. Anything I can help you with?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is something you can help me with. Be assertive with my ass. Like, I need some graphics. Like, send me a quote. Send me something. I need some graphics. I need graphics for myself. So I'm trying to do this website. I need to get my brand, like exactly what you said. I'm over the place. I want people to, when they can see like, okay, all right, they need to know exactly what is there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want people to look at my page or look at my website or look at my YouTube channel and know exactly what's there versus having to figure out or ask those questions of, okay, what do you do?
Yeah, I think you just do that on your webpage. I think you got a YouTube channel yet?
I do, but it's not together the way I want it to be. Like, I want graphic. I want my banner to be something different than what it is,
Okay,
and
that's
all
simple.
of that.
Yeah, that's mine. I think I don't know. I haven't checked out your website or nothing. I'll have to look at it and see. Like I can like scrape through your stuff and see like and probably give you a better example. I think the problem that mine was just like information, but like I do all of this stuff, but it doesn't say like buy this or send me some money type of stuff. So that's what I'm changing up. Part of the thing that happened with me is that I'm no longer teaching because of the COVID or whatever. So I had to move everything online. So my money got cut in half, basically. Well, it got cut, period, because I'm not teaching no more. So
are they allowing you to do? I'm sorry. Are they allowing you to do your like if you got a space with the kids? Like, are they still allowing you to fund it now?
No, some spots no.
Have you went for any grants?
Say it again.
Have you went for any grants?
No.
Okay, I didn't mention that, but I've been doing some grant writing. So Neighborhood Connections, you should go for that grant. I can help you through that process. It's only a $5,000 grant. They approved me for $4,000 for Feed the Soul. So I can walk you through those steps and everything if you're interested.
I've just been hustling. I ain't applied for no unemployment or nothing.
Dope.
I just been kind of like putting my energy in the grinding. So yeah. I need to cut that out, but
Yeah, no, that's dope. Like, so I get it because I understand it because at one point I was just like, man, I'm not taking no handouts for nobody. I get it on myself. I figure it out for myself. But then I realized in the midst of the work that we're doing, even the work that you do is so significant. Like, you are giving kids options. You are teaching them skills that they don't have, and you teaching them things that they can make money off of and feed their family with. So that right there in itself is something that's magnificent. So the only thing that you add to that is collaborating with somebody or something of that nature, or you just let these funders know. My point is that it's money out here and they're giving it away because they're not really doing the work anyway. I don't know. Don't post that one. Don't post that part. Somebody might get upset at that. But I'm saying they not doing the work. They building it off of our backs. I don't care if you post it, but like they're building it off of our backs anyways. At the end of the day, we're the ones that's out here doing the work. So they have the funds to do it. They have to fund the people that's doing the work. So whether you're doing it on Zoom, which is not a problem, they could be, if all your students don't have access to the equipment they need to do these Zoom calls or whatever, they can be funding those things. They can be funding the project management because the money is out here and they got to do something with it, and they're not leaving the table.
Right. Yeah. I did open up some donations, so a lot of people been donating, so I have been getting some love. I ain't gonna front. So anybody who donated to me, I appreciate it. I'm waiting on some computers too. I'm gonna hand those out to some designers, some young designers. So that's cool. So I have been getting love. Have you been pushing on LinkedIn?
I have not. I'm not gonna even act like I have. Honestly, this is my problem. So look, I got 10,000 photos and videos in my phone. So that means I got a whole bunch of content. A lot of this content has never even made it to any type of social media. So I say that to say that my storage on this phone is shot, and I took LinkedIn off my phone because it was LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. And Instagram and Facebook is where I get my most support. And, people really engage in the work. A lot of my volunteers I found through there, a lot of the supporters I found through there. So that's where I've been focusing at. But I got to get back on track.
I'm going to tell you, LinkedIn is better. LinkedIn is better. Because LinkedIn, you're going to scale your content at almost like 100% without spending no money on ads. Because there's more corporations on there. There's more founders on there. There's more your market, your niche is on there too. So a lot of support from the big corporations is on LinkedIn. So I would highly advise you to get on there and put that content on there too. I think, because you got a beautiful story, you got a lot of content. We need to see that. The corporations need to see that and tell those stories. I've been telling stories. It seems like the video would be doing better, but like when I do pictures and I tell a quick story, it's like it takes off like 4,000 views on one picture. Like it's crazy to me. So I'm not saying
today's word is accountability. That's my word for today, accountability. Like, I love that you're holding me accountable for that. So it's like what I gave was an excuse, and it's like, no, you need to be on LinkedIn. Like, excuses are tools of incompetence.
Yeah, because it's more business on there. There's more opportunities on there. You're gonna get the eyeballs of the corporations and the companies. Like I'm getting eyeballs from Australia, the UK. Like it's just crazy. Like one photo, 4,000 views is insane. I mean, I almost had one that had 10,000 views, and I only got 4,000 followers on there. So you could target your market on there too. So PR people, marketing people, anybody who's in the community. So as far as teachers, CEOs, like you could just grow your network. You got to be on there because they're gonna search for you on there because that's like you're like your professional Facebook. So I highly recommend You added me on there, so we talked about this before. I kind of
remember I was going strong on there for a minute, and I know everything you saying is very accurate, because it's like when you first told me, I started posting on there. I was getting some feedback. I had a few people reach out and things of that nature. I even gained a client off of LinkedIn, so I know what you're saying is all facts. And to be honest, so this go when you ask with everything I do, one of the things was social media management, and that's a problem where I ran into this space where I didn't have balance. So I threw all of my stuff to the side, where it's like, okay, I understand social media, I understand Facebook, I understand Instagram, I understand LinkedIn, I understand what these things will do, and now I haven't been pushing those efforts and pushing the brand the way that I need to. I've been focused on, that was the second thing I was going to say back there. It was just when you said doing all of these other things, I did these things because they were skill sets, and I did these things also because I was helping other people out. And that's the thing. It's like sometimes, even though you're like, my gain from those things was the skill that I learned, or was able to apply. However, sometimes you just got to focus on your own stuff. Like sometimes you just got to focus on your own stuff, and that's where you start seeing things come together. So that's it for me right there, just being focused. I need to get that focus back on the brand and on my brand, and on so now everything is Feed the Soul and True Creatives. And at one point it was Feed the Soul, True Creatives, this person, that person. And it's like, realistically, nobody wins when you do that. You spread yourself thin and you drop the ball.
So here you go. Here's the goal for you. Like, I see this in your future. You're gonna probably have some type of launch on something. You know what I'm saying? Eventually down the road, maybe it's some online products, some courses or something like that. So when you do that, just keep in mind that you're going to do the LinkedIn and do all of that. So, I mean, you could possibly just save that push for the next thing you come up with. Maybe you redo your your website or something like that. And then when you want to push this content, then you don't have to, I say spend some money on some Facebook ads too, and target like your top 100. I talked about this before. I don't know if I showed it, but your top 100 is like the top 100 people that you look up to the most, and you follow them and add their let's just say their fan pages. And then when you spend some Facebook ads, you target all of those people. So let's just say Tony Robbins, for instance, is one of your top 100. You can target everybody on his. If your topic, your niche is similar to Tony Robbins or Zeph Golden or whoever you're following, you love and that stuff, you could target all of that audience in there, because they're gonna see that stuff too. So, you might want to jump into more webinars and stuff. Like you're gonna have some products. You just gotta have like different products, and you gotta have. I always talk about this on the .com secrets. I might have sent you the book, A Value Ladder, and have some products. The thing is, like, me and you suffer from the same thing. Like, we getting paid per our time. So you definitely got to have some online products. You already know that, and you got to have a high ticket offer.
Right.
You got different offers. And you got that high ticket offer. That high ticket offer may be $1,000. There's no regular person gonna give you $1,000. You're gonna get that $1,000 from a company or a corporation from LinkedIn that's gonna buy these courses. So you just gotta think about your different, like your dream clients and who those are. You got some clients over here. You got your clients that's like middle class clients, but then you got your dream clients who's big ticket offers, who's going to pay for that value that you got. So that $1,000 offer is for the big ticket. The big ticket is for your dream client. So you just got to understand these different levels and different clients, and just raise the bar on what you're doing. This is just advice for myself too. I'm kind of like talking to myself, but that's kind of where my vision.
No, that's dope advice. There's dope advice. It's like, I'm taking everything in. I don't take it, I take everything in because I know that your advice is like the blueprint. It's like, it's to yourself, but you're actually doing these things. You actually seeing that outcome from that. So, yeah.
Think about the top. Think about your dream 100, and think about your dream clients too, and who those are, and paint a picture in your head on like that top client may be a corporation that needs this skill set, and they're gonna spend $1,000 for that course. And you could do like a mastermind group too. So it's like, I'm having a mastermind group. Come in, pay these Zoom. I'm gonna have Jay working on there, and we're gonna talk about, because you're not like your typical 24-year-old. So we just want to package up like your intellect and put those into different frameworks and different practices and give those to the youth. Because I mean, who's 24 talking like you? Like, I know you talk to young people. Tell me what you see.
Yeah. No, so talking to young people, I don't really relate to a lot of the young people that's my age. Like, people that's my age is usually like, well, in the beginning, it was a lot of, what is you on? Like, you know, what are you doing? Or you weird? Or you different? Or, you know, or I don't want to, but it's like, I still kick it and everything else. Like, you know, I have fun. However, at the end of the day, my mission is different. So what I say, when it comes to young people, it was just that it was a lot of rebellion at first. However, now they're like, yo, how can I help? You know, how can I bring my kid? Where can I bring my kid to? Or when I posted that I wasn't going to post on social media for 30 days, I had a lot of people that was my age that contacted me, pulled up on me in person and was like, nah, dog, what you mean? Like, I look for you. Like, I replay those videos daily. Like, what do you mean you're not posting? No, you gotta post. Like, what you talking about? So, you know, now I'm seeing that, like they said, you know, when you just stay at it, and eventually, you know, people bite on it, that's really what it is. It's like, now I'm at that point where people are recognizing, like, okay, she is doing something, and I do need to at least hear out what she's doing, because it's something there. Even if they don't understand fully what that something is, they understand that there's something there. So that's what I'm getting from young people now. I'm in this space really where there's still a whole group of young people that I want to meet. So like, you'll sometimes, to be honest, like, you'll see me, I'll pull up on the Dope Boys and be like, what y'all trying to invest back and get back to the community? I see y'all got this money out here. Y'all shooting this dice, but we trying to get a garden that's right across the street. Like, we all grew up right here. So what y'all got for this garden? So it was funny, is like, after the news, I had somebody call me and was like, oh, I'm ready to invest now. Like, I see you on TV. Like, I'm ready to invest. So that's my thing with young people, is just meeting people where they at. They starting to get it, and I just want to keep doing the work so that they keep jumping on board with it.
So where can we find you at? I'm gonna have to land this plane. We ain't got unlimited time, unfortunately. This is the free version of Zoom.
Yeah.
Where can we find you at?
All right, cool. So you can follow me on Instagram at _TrueLee. That's TrueLee. Facebook is the same thing, TrueLee. That's TrueLee. And while you're there, make sure you follow Feed the Soul. That's Feed the Soul, CLE. So FEEDTHESOULCLE. Make sure that you go on there and follow us and support the movement.
Thank you. Paint me a picture for for the rest of this year for you. You spending. You said you really focusing on feeding the soul. Is that what you do? Give me something for the next 6 months for you.
Oh, you want some insight? I'm coming out my shell in the next 6 months, and then I feel like, no matter what the world has seen, no matter how transparent, people think I have held back so much. I have been so humble, and I'm going to continue to be humble. However, this next 6 months, expect to see a powerhouse. Expect to see lives change. Expect to be on board with the mission. Like, these next 6 months is all Feed the Soul. It's all grow and Feed the Soul. It's all expanding Feed the Soul. And that is building a community. That's community engagement. That's economic justice. That's social justice. That's the focus for the next 6 months. So the revolution is being televised, and I'm definitely a part of it. So remember this conversation for sure.
So I want to bring up something real quick. Hold on, let me see if I can find this guy's name. I saw something called it's called a hero has 1,000 faces, and a hero has 1,000 faces is basically like 17 principles of storytelling. And the guy who came up with it is George Lucas. George Lucas made Star Wars and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So George Lucas found this guy. I'm trying to find it.
Is this the hero's journey you about to bring up?
I think it's like the hero's journey. It's
like that circle and
yeah. So you follow what I'm saying. So I think that's what I'm working on. I'm working on really giving detailed storytelling. I think people kind of jump into missing the story, and that's why they just have online stores with nobody coming in there. So I'm working on my stories. I'm working on probably working on a manifesto. I'm working on that's what I love about the TrueLee whole thing is like it's a community. Like I want to be part of the TrueLees. I'm a TrueLee, and I think that's beautiful what you're doing. So that's kind of goes into that storytelling. I see that missing with a lot of people. So I think I'm good at it, but I'm really trying to get really dominate them. So.
You say dominated. All of that dominating is coming to, just keep practicing it. And my biggest thing that I'm finding, I'm still honing down on it. The one thing that I find that has really helped guide me though, is just defining that one moment in time. Like that is that whole part of those 17 principles, that hero's journey, that defining that one moment in time and telling the story based off of that. So if I'm talking about, that hat that you have on your head, I want somebody to understand why that hat is there. I want them to get, that feeling of it. So I'm walking them through when I got up, that feeling that I felt, I need this hat. I felt that I needed this hat in my system. I knew it has to be black and so forth. And I'm focusing just on the emotions, the feelings, those sight words, those action words, those, complimenting words to that specific hat, because that's the story that I'm telling today. So that would be, whether it's to myself, to you, or anybody, that would be my biggest piece of advice for developing that storytelling.
Dope. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You got a website?
So I do have a website. thetruecreatives.com is the website, y'all. Don't get on my website, y'all.
It needs to be.
It
needs to be reworked. I think
my whole brand needs to be reworked. Honestly, I've been pushing it.
Look at each page as like a separate landing page. So you're not doing one thing, you're doing 4 things for the most part all the time. So each page should be a landing page, and I should probably see like a nice, beautiful video with you just coming in and giving like a 1-minute manifesto on what it is to be a TrueLee. And gather up.
I gotta correct you, cuz I gotta correct you. It's a TrueLee. I'm TrueLee.
TrueLee. Oh,
TrueBees, I got y'all. TrueBees, I got y'all. TrueBees, I got y'all.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, TrueBee. So I love that. So please stick with that and just gather up the TrueBees and just keep them locked in. Anything you like reading or studying right now? Anything you got your eyeballs on, like you can't anything?
I've been doing a lot of videos. I've been really more so studying life, honestly, because I've been so in the field. However, there's a video, I want to say his name is the Agave. I'll send it to you so you can link it here. However, there's a video, and he has several videos. And I've been really, really into his videos. I really can't think of his name. I just know the YouTube channel is Agave something. However, he's real spiritual based. And that's something that really keeps me grounded. So I'm going to share it so you can share it with everybody. However, his thing is being intentional. His thing is, understanding who you are, and that whatever you want, kind of when you talk about manifesting, it's whatever it is that you want out there in life, you can get it. You just got to believe you can have it. You got to put the work in to do it and stop worrying about the hows. So, the videos has really been helping me out because I've been so on the go.
It seemed like that's a balance of the work though, don't it? It's like the technical aspect, but it's the mindset too. Do you get more mindset from the people that you're talking to? Like, I could just tell how you was kind of talking to some of the sisters at the school. Is it a lot of reprogramming and re-engineering the mindset of the Black folks? Like, we really limited on what we think we could do. So, yeah. Go ahead.
In circumstances. Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of reprogramming. Some people are already some people just need this much. Some people just need just a little bit. Some people just need one piece of information, and other people just need to see the vision. So I guess the best way to put it is that we are limited in resources. We are limited in options. We are limited in education. We have been limited, from since we can think back. to being Black, you know, and we have been limited. So a lot of people, I don't blame them. I blame their circumstances, because you just didn't have those options. You get what I'm saying? You didn't have those options. And even if you did have those options, mentally, you did not understand that you have those options. So that reprogramming comes with getting that foundation. It goes back to the food. It's like, okay, if food is what you're worried about, you don't have to worry about that here. And now when I'm on the phone with y'all, because I talk to almost every family that we're servicing, I talk to them. And that's one of the things, is figuring out when you had that conversation, okay, they don't have this skill set or they don't have that skill set, and providing them with that. So yes, it is that just bridging that gap. It is that reprogramming. There's most of it is just providing that resource or that missing piece that they don't have.
This what I would like to see from you.
All right, be assertive
It
with
just
your
came
ass.
to me. It just came to me. Like, I would like to see, probably on the YouTube channel, I don't know how much you post, but you ain't got to worry about the thumbnails and fancy with the branding and all of that. I mean, you could do that, but I would like to see probably like a 1 minute, probably like, I mean, almost like this, like 1 minute in front of the camera on your thoughts for that day or whatever, your like eureka moment or whatever. Just almost like a self podcast 1 minute joint, like that
So
they
go
would.
back to my Instagram videos and start posting it, like in the video.
Yeah,
Go back on my Instagram page, and I used to do like that
yeah,
snippets
exactly,
or whatever. And so go back to that and just put it on
exactly.
YouTube and filling it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Say
Cause you,
hi. That's all you want to do is say hi.
hey, what's up, mama? So
Hello.
yeah, I would do that, and then because you see, look at what I do. Like, I may do a long video, then I chop those up into smaller videos, and then I grab those and put those on the Instagram. So instead of going from Instagram, you're going from YouTube first, and then from Instagram.
That makes sense. That makes sense, because it's like you could do more with that content, and you can chop it up. You can put it on
Right,
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're gonna move
right.
it to.
So make it to YouTube, and then you could chop it up to smaller joints, and then I'll push those to Facebook. As soon as I push it, when I chop it up, I put it on Facebook, I put it on LinkedIn, I put it on Instagram, I put it in the
Right.
story, and then I'll point them back to the full video. I think the thing is, like, this is kind of gearing them up for that. That you kind of, the strategy is for these little stories, these little frameworks, these little blueprints you're getting them, just to eventually drive them into a course, or drive them into a session, or drive them into a mastermind group with these other creatives, these other big thinkers, and all of that stuff. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense. It's like that. It's like that trip. Like that trip is it? Well, I call it a trip when the landing page. Basically, that's you know how you got your pricing and you got your big pricing at
Yeah,
the end, but
yeah,
you know you give them something free. You give them something maybe
yeah,
for $19. Kind of one of those. So that's like my $19 thing. It's like I'm
yeah,
giving you this free content, but that's gonna lead you over to these other things. So that makes sense. And even the free content is valuable. It's
yeah.
adding value because it's something that's a lived experience.
Yeah, well, they falling in love with you. Like, that's the thing. Like you want them to fall in love with you. So, you talk about the wins, you talk about the losses, and I think doing some videos, because I know a guy, man. He don't have no fancy thumbnails. He just
Mm-hmm.
don't have no lighting. The camera just pointing at him, and he's just talking that talk, and he crushing it. So I'm like, damn, like,
Right.
that kind of like really, really opened me up. Like, damn, I got all this fanciness, and I ain't really hitting the mark. I ain't saying I ain't really hitting the mark, but you could have all this fanciness and not hit the mark. Like, this guy ain't got
Exactly.
nothing. He's like really dialed into his audience. So I think the people need it, though, because people following you. You're definitely a leader, and you definitely got the DNA of a winner. Like, I
Sure.
congratulate you, and you're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna be able to retire and just be like, let you do your thing.
Yeah, but right now I need you. Right now we in partnership, in collaboration. Right now you ain't retired yet. You got some time. We got
Like,
some stuff to
definitely,
do.
definitely. I told you, like, anytime you need me, I had Walt on here the other day. Like, I love Walt,
I
man.
seen it. I watched it.
Yeah, that's my guy. So I'm glad you connected with Walt. I'm glad you connected with Kim and Wendy and all of them down there. And we one big family trying to make some changes, and that's what you're doing. So stick
Yes,
at it.
sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the time. I appreciate, along the way, the motivation, the continuing, the support, like everything. I appreciate every aspect of it. So I can't wait till we get our big project together.
For sure.
We got to do something.
For sure.